Evil Dead Rise is a brand new Evil Dead film. This is not a prequel, a sequel, or even a remake. This is its own film. This was executive produced by Sam Raimi, writer, director, and creator of the Evil Dead trilogy, alongside Bruce Campbell, who is the main lead in the trilogy and who everyone would know him as Ash. Evil Dead Rise was written and directed by Lee Cronin, director of the 2019 horror film The Hole in the Ground, which I have not seen yet. A twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Now, I have seen all of the Evil Dead films and I would consider them to be a lot of fun and terrifying. I only had time to rewatch the first film, The Evil Dead, and which had been nearly 8 years since I seen it, but more importantly to get that feel and sense of what the premise is always about, remembering what the Book of the Dead is, as well the structure of what the demon does in the Evil Dead with possession and manipulation. So it was helpful rewatching the first film. It's low budget, it's over the top, it's creepy, and most importantly, it's a classic. I was very excited for Evil Dead Rise, both Raimi and Campbell returning as executives and having creative input, and of course, having new fresh talent. And I'm happy to say that this was a lot of fun. There was one aspect I was a bit concerned about from this film, which was wondering if they were going to play it a bit safe, just because it's 2023 and there are some franchises that do make changes. But then seeing the age-rated certificate being 18, like most of the Evil Dead films are, then I said to myself, hang on Matt, this is an Evil Dead film. Why would you think they would play it safe? This new installment of Evil Dead does not play it safe at all. From the horror, the gore, and the kills, it is all insane. Regarding the tools and the weapons of the film, we get a shotgun, a tattoo pen, a cheese grater, and to give a wink to the fans, there is a chainsaw. But it's all executed very well. I won't get into much because of spoilers, but what I will say though with blood is the Evil Dead films do like quite a lot of blood, and I felt like there were some nice references from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining and Peter Jackson's Brain Dead / Dead Alive. All the performances were fantastic, especially from Alyssa Sutherland, who plays the mother, and the one who does get possessed by the setup of the film. There was some excellent camera work and some nice Dutch angles inspired by what Raimi shows in the trilogy. The cinematography was pretty great. There was some excellent interior and exterior shots for the scenes during night time. I love that this new Evil Dead film was set in a completely different location, being a block of flats. It's refreshing, isolating, and it's definitely somewhere that I would not want to be if I was in the character's shoes. At the opening of Evil Dead Rise, we do begin at a location the previous films were set, which I will mention later in the video. But with this new location, I did have similar feels from other horror films, such as Child's Play, the original one from 1988, and unfortunately even the awful 2019 remake. Also Demons 2 and Rosemary's Baby from Roman Polanski. But it now shows if another Evil Dead film was made, it could have potential to be shot at another isolating location. All you've got to do now is just put a bunch of new characters at a new isolated place with the Book of the Dead locked away, and things could get very entertaining. Regarding the characters, they were all likeable. You get given enough about who they are and the family conflict they are facing. It's not too little or too much. All that matters is it's believable. As I mentioned earlier, my problem that I have with Evil Dead Rise is the opening scene, except that pretty eye-catching and clever opening titles. Without giving too much away, the scene was just odd and irrelevant to the main characters of the film. It could just be representing that evil has risen again, or the filmmakers could not help themselves but to have to show the old-looking location of Evil Dead. I'm honestly not sure, but I was not a fan of that choice. In the end, Evil Dead Rise was a lot of fun. The horror, the gore, the kills, and the tone all work. Evil Dead fans, I do reckon, will be satisfied. I hope. And if you have never seen an Evil Dead film before, well, you will have to see it for yourself. Based on my Letterboxd rating, I'm going to give Evil Dead Rise a 4-star out of 5. Thank you so much for watching, and look out for more videos coming your way.